So you've heard about the site and our philosophy, and hopefully, you know, that'll encourage a few new people to the site, and we'd welcome you anytime. I'm sure anybody in the chat rooms who are watching this live now will agree with me. Come on, write it there. Yeah, there you go. I knew you would. Now then, in terms of the Retrocast itself, obviously this is new to all Gamerdads and all non-Gamerdads really. Quick sort of bit of housekeeping. I mean, as you can see from behind me, we're all about retro gaming here. You know, we're of that age where, you know, we're not exactly young whippersnappers anymore, so we like to look on things in a bit of you know, bit of nostalgia, and hopefully give you a few facts and figures and a few retro reviews as well. So we're just basically here for you guys really. I'm trying to make this more of a community-based podcast, so there'll be links in the doobly-doo down here somewhere, and also in the show notes of how to get hold of it, how to sort of get hold of us. And what I'd like to hear from you guys is what kind of systems you want covering. You know, what kind of game genres you want covering, in any particular sort of ongoing sort of just games in general really. So for example, you might want one based on, say, the Final Fantasy series, or something based on Dizzy, which I know me and GD want to do soon, don't we, GD?
Oh yes.
So we'll look for that one coming soon. We'll work on that one.
And we need to I think we need to make clear as well, Moobit, for our younger members, what exactly is a retro console.
True. Well,
we've got some members who think the PlayStation 1 is a retro console.
Oh, I don't know. Well, okay. You know who you are who said that. You know who you are. We've had words in the forums, my friend. Yes, okay. Retro consoles can basically, I guess, can really be anything, you know, previous to this generation. Although, to me and GD, PlayStation 1, really? I mean, really?
No.
Yeah. Hello, you young whippersnappers. There's people that are older than 20 here. I mean, come on, you're making us feel old here. PlayStation 1's your first console. It's never been retro. 3D? What's that? I completely lost my train of thought there.
Yeah.
I'm going there again.
It happens.
It does. It does with me.
That's your age.
That's true. Actually, we'll not cut that bit out. You know,
Yeah.
just say, you know, it's you guys need to know how we make this thing. There you go. We're you know, it's more of a discussion than a script thing. Sorry, GD, you're saying?
Was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying.
Who's the Prime Minister?
Yeah, PlayStation. No, definitely not a retro console in my eyes. I mean, no. I'm looking at your 8-bit to 16-bit. There's a few 32-bit consoles I would stick in the category, but you know, not too many. But yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own ideas of what a retro console is.
Yeah.
But for me, the PlayStation's not retro. You know, there's still games available. You can download them on PlayStation. It just doesn't come across as retro to me.
No, not really. But again, different by the community. So if you feel that you know, you want PlayStation stuff covering, you want Dreamcast stuff covering, I mean, we'll cover anything you really want. But you know, really, when you're talking to two guys whose first console was horse-driven, literally horse in the back garden, running around the wheel, you know.
Yeah.
And it's sending it through. We were playing games before electricity was invented, mates. Now come on. So anyway, yes.
Steam powered.
Steam. Well, Steam. Yeah, you say Steam to these young whippersnappers these days. They're thinking of blooming PC engine. Never mind Steam powered consoles. Okay, so, but for now, as me and GD just had a little chat, we're going to actually cover the first console that me and GD grew up loving. You can probably see a clue to it right up there. It's basically the Spectrum. I personally, my first ever games console was a Spectrum 128K. I don't know, which one did you have, GD?
Yeah, I had the 48K, start with the old rubber keypad.
Oh, yeah, you see.
You know, it had to be done, didn't it? I've still got it as well. You know, and I've still got the 48K plus, maybe plus 2 and the plus 3. You know, great little computers for the time, and even now, you know, if you haven't played on a Spectrum, You know, you just got to do it just for the experience. And I'm not talking about flashing it up on the internet. I'm talking about sitting there for a good 5 minutes waiting for the thing to load, only for it to have it crash out on you. You know, but just the anticipation that you felt when you were sitting there watching these loading screens was you know, something that's not really experienced anymore.
Oh yeah, that's it. People complain about loading times now, about 2 or 3 minutes on the big AAA games, and you tell you what, 2 or 3 hours, mate.
Yeah.
One level made up of about 4 screens, and then you wait for another 2 hours while you load the next one. I'll tell you.
And if it didn't work, you'll be blowing out the tape deck and trying to get it in the bin.
That's the one. Okay, so little treat for you coming up. We've got actually a thing we found on YouTube, and I'll actually link in with the show notes who actually posted it, so you get the full credit. It's actually an original advert for the Spectrum 48K, GD's preferred console. So here it is. Alright, so there you go. Some of you guys probably not even heard of of that console or seen it much like for that. Anyone of our age will probably remember that advert when it first came on the telly. back when TV was what, 3 channels back then? Was Channel 4 quite new in the 80s? I can't remember.
Oh, I can't even remember Channel 4.
Can't remember it now. Excuse my beer there. So yeah, the Spectrum games, consoles. What you know, what inspired you? What actually you know, what do you remember as a kid? What did you know, what kind of things stick in your mind, JD?
Well, it's actually it was my parents that got it for me originally, and I think like most parents at the time, they thought it was going to be a computer that, you know, their kids could grow up on, learn programming, and
it wasn't,
you know, and take over the world with. But yeah, it obviously turned into a bit of a games console for everyone, including my dad as well. One of my favourite games, or my all-time favourite game on the Spectrum, was a game called Chaos. I know you've got some footage coming up of that. It was a really simple game. It was basically 8 wizards on one screen. You all got a selection of spells that you could cast, and basically it was the last wizard standing won. And you know, the graphics were really basic, as most Spectrum games were. Everything was really basic about it, but it was just such an addictive, brilliant game. And you know, it's one of those games that even today would work really well on Xbox Live, on PSN. It would just, I think, would sell so many games. And you know, and even now I still boot it up. You could have 8 players as well, you know, on one Spectrum all playing. It was just brilliant. It was really sort of ahead of its time in terms of playability. But yeah, if any of you guys have got Spectrums out there, and or even if you know, you can find it on the net, definitely have a go of it. It's really worth it. You'll see sort of where games sort of come from.
Defo. There'll be some links in the doobly-doo in a bit. There's actually a website which is quite a legal website, which is you know, has flash-based versions of quite a few Spectrum games. So I think Chaos is on there.
It is on there. It is on there.
There we go. So there you go, GDs. In the doobly-doo, and obviously I'll be talking live to you while this is broadcasting on the premiere. So I'll stick the links in that side as well.